Welcome to Tax Central. In this video we will learn how to determine residential status of an individual as per Income Tax Act with example. So, let's start. First, we will know, why is it important to know the residential status of an individual? The taxability of an individual in India depends upon his residential status in India for any particular financial year. It is not related to individuals' citizenship in India. An individual can be a citizen of India, but may end up being a non-resident for a particular year. Similarly, a foreign citizen can be a resident of India for income tax purposes for a particular year. Residential status of a person plays a vital role in the purpose of the levy of income tax, because the Income Tax Department takes the tax based on the residential status of the person. Residential status of HUF, a firm or association of persons, AOP, company is determined differently, but in this video we will focus only on individual. Resident can be classified into three categories. Resident Ordinary Resident, ROR. Resident Not Ordinary Resident, RNOR, and Non-Resident, NR. Let's understand above classification with the help of this chart. An individual will be a resident if he satisfies one of the two basic conditions. 1. He is in India in the relevant previous year for a period of 182 days or more. Or 2. He has been in India for a period of at least 60 days or more during the relevant previous year and 365 days or more during 4 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. If he doesn't satisfy any of the condition, he will be a non-resident. Now if a person becomes resident, then we further classify into ordinary resident or non-ordinary resident by checking the additional condition, as shown in this chart. If a person satisfies both the additional condition, that is, he has been resident of India in at least 2 out of 10 previous years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. He has been in India for a period of 730 days or more during 7 years immediately preceding the relevant previous year. Then he will be an ordinary resident. But if he doesn't satisfy both the additional conditions or satisfy only one additional condition, then he will be a non-ordinary resident. There are exceptions to above rules as mentioned here. If a person is an Indian citizen who leaves India during previous year for the purpose of employment, or if a person is an Indian citizen who leaves India during previous year as a member of crew of Indian ship, or if a person is an Indian citizen or person of Indian origin who comes on visit to India during previous year, then we only need to check only first basic condition. Second basic condition will not be applicable. That means in above 3 cases if person stays in India for 182 days or more, then he will be a resident, otherwise non-resident. Let's see some example to understand even better. Suppose Mr. Bob, a Canadian citizen, comes to India for the first time during the previous year 2015 to 16. During the financial years 2015 to 16 to 2019-20, he was in India for 55 days, 60 days, 90 days, 150 days and 70 days, respectively. We need to determine his residential status for the assessment year 2020 to 21. That means previous year is 2019 to 20. We will draw a table to write number of days stay in India in previous year. As we can see, during previous year his stay in India is 70 days, which is less than 182 days as mentioned in first basic condition. So he doesn't satisfy first basic condition. Let's check second basic condition. His stay in India more than 60 days, but during 4 year preceding previous year his total stay in India is 355 days, which is less than 365 days as mentioned in second basic condition. He doesn't satisfy second basic condition also. Since he doesn't satisfy any condition, he will be a non-resident for assessment year 2020 to 21. Let's take another example. Mr. Stark, an Australian cricket player, visits India for 95 days in every financial year for the past 10 financial years. Find out his residential status for the assessment year 2020 to 21. We will draw a table for easy understanding. Like before, we will check first basic condition. He doesn't satisfy first basic condition, since his stay is less than 182 days. Next we move on to second basic condition. His stay more than 60 days, and during 4 years preceding the previous year his total stay is 380 days, which is more than 365 days, as required in second basic condition. That means he is resident for previous year 2019 to 20. Similarly, when you check for other years, you will find out he is resident in previous year 2018 to 19 to 2014 to 15. We have already written this in front of each year. This is required to find out whether he is ordinary resident or non-ordinary resident. Now to determine whether he is ordinary or non-ordinary resident, we will check both additional condition. As we can see, in 10 years preceding previous year, he is more than 2 times resident. Therefore, first additional condition is passed. Now let's check second condition. In 7 years preceding previous year total stay in India is 665 days, which is less than 730 days. That means second additional condition is not passed. Therefore, he is non-ordinary resident. Let's take a similar example, where Mr. Stark stays 105 days in every financial year for the past 10 years. From previous example we know he is resident and satisfies first additional condition. When we check second additional condition, his total stay in India in 735 days in 7 years preceding previous year, which is more than 730 days. So, second additional condition is also passed. So, he becomes ordinary resident for assessment year 2020 to 21. That is how you can find out resident status of a person for income tax purpose. An ordinary resident charged to tax on income generated in India, as well as outside India. On the other hand, non-resident and non-ordinary resident charged to tax on income earned in India. They do not need to pay tax on foreign income. Thanks for watching. Like if you find our video useful and subscribe for more video like this.